Today for language, we are doing page 66, okay? And we are going to learn the last comma rule. So let's look at the chart. Oh, that's the period one. That was on. The last comma rule, all it says is to separate parts to a date. I really don't like that version of the rule. We're going to learn about the parts of a date, but we're going to learn it as put a comma after the day in a date and after the year if it's not at the end of the sentence. So that is only when the date is in the sentence. If the year is not at the end of the sentence, you put a comma. All right? I'm going to review first. So let's review some of our old comma rules first before we actually look at some dates. So eyes up here. Let's look at this first sentence. It says, my aunt lives in Bozeman, Montana. What do we need to comma?
Put a comma after
Bozeman?
Bozeman.
Yes, Bozeman is the city, Montana is the state, so you need to insert the comma between Bozeman, the city, and Montana, the state. Now notice Montana is at the end of the sentence, so do you need a comma there?
No.
No. Yesterday when you took the quiz, you had to insert commas. I reminded you to put the insert mark, and I had 2 people that did not put any insert marks, they just put commas. I took off a half a point every time you didn't put an insert mark, so that was 7 points off from the get-go. Even if you put every single comma you were supposed to, you got 7 points taken off because there were 14 commas you were supposed to put in those sentences. This is the proofreader mark to insert punctuation, right guys? And I reminded you to put it, so you need to make sure you're putting it. Accident, Maryland is a funny name for a town. Where am I going to put the comma? Yes, Jonathan?
After accident?
Yes, to separate accident, which is a very funny name for a town, from the word Maryland. Abby?
Put a comma after Maryland.
Yes, because the rule says you put a comma after the state too, if it's not at the end of the sentence. And some of you forgot that on the quiz. This state is at the end of the sentence, so you don't need a comma after it. This state is not at the end of the sentence, so separate the city from the state and after the state too if it's not at the end of the sentence. Now remember, if they just say the name of the state and they don't name a city, you don't need a comma. Okay? Now let's move on to the next group of sentences, and we're going to move on to another comma rule that we learned. Alright. I think I have all of it in front of you. Alright, first sentence says, read it with me. Sparkle, bubbles, comet, and shadow are the names of fish. Oh, I'm supposed to write my fish. I forgot the word mine. My fish are the names of my fish. Alright, so where do I need the commas? Adam. Sparkle, bubbles, comet, and shadow are the names of my fish.
I don't know.
Grace,
Put a comma after sparkles.
can you tell me the reason why?
Because
Words.
in a series.
Very good. Words in a series. I know that one's not easy to remember. Where's the next
Put a
one?
comma after bubbles.
A comma after bubbles. Adam, can you tell me where the next comma goes?
After
Sparkle, bubbles, comet, and shadow are the names of my fish. Liam?
after comet.
After comet. Now where? Stop, because you see the word and. Very good. Read the next sentence with me. We may choose books, puzzles, or crafts for our free time activity. We may choose books, puzzles, or crafts. Liam, not Liam, sorry. Owen. or crafts for our free time activity.
After books.
Books. And the reason for that would be words in a series. Landon.
After puzzles.
After puzzles. Again, same rule. Words in a series. Now where, Lily?
Stop.
Stop. This time it is that word or. I think this is the first time we've actually had that little word or. Because it was choices. You're given choices of books, puzzles, or crafts.
Yeah,
Right, so when you get to and or, I don't think we didn't have that in our papers and or anything, but this is what I was talking about when I said and or, then you stop. Okay, very good. Now, let's look at the dates. Alright, so I said parts of a date. I really don't like that, it's too vague. It doesn't help you remember it. So when we do the dates, we're gonna say after the day in the date and after the year when it's not at the end of the sentence. All right, yesterday it was on the quiz. Yesterday it was on the quiz and it shouldn't have been. All right, so I told you where to put it. I told you to put it after the day, I think it was Monday, and the 8th, and I had somebody that put it after October. Did I ever tell you to put it after October?
No.
October is not a day, it is a month. It is a month. I did not tell you to put it after October. All right, so the first date, November 25th, 2020. So where I'm gonna put it? Where's the only day in that date, Grace? 25. The only day in this date is this 25. The 25th day of October. Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
Then why are you not looking at the board? The 25th. Is November a day?
No.
Is 2020 a day?
No.
Is this part of a sentence?
Yeah.
So do you need a comma after the year? No. By the way, I told you I was going to explain each one of these days. November 25th is our last day in school before we have that distance learning. Okay, and that half day, I will be giving you all the papers you need to do while we're doing the distance learning. Okay? Then the next date I have written on the board is Monday, November 30th, 2020. So what are the days? The day and the date needs a comma. Tess, what's one?
Monday.
Yes, you need a comma after Monday. Insert a comma. What's the next one? Owen?
30th.
30th. 30 is a day. The 30th day of November. Okay, do I need one after the year?
No.
No, because this is not a sentence even. So it's definitely not in the middle of the sentence, and it would be at the end if it was a sentence, right? Alright, so Monday, November 30th, it will be your very first day, because it will be after Thanksgiving break, your very first day of distance learning. And we're only going to do it for 1 week. That's just to make sure nobody got sick
Monday.
over Thanksgiving. Over Thanksgiving. The next sentence, it is a sentence this time. On Friday, December 4th, 2020, we will be finished. In other words, I'm talking about we will be finished with the distance learning. We will stop it on that day. That will be our last day of distance learning. So where's the first comment going to go? Lily?
After Friday.
Yes, Friday is a day in that date, so put a comma after Friday. Where's the next comma going to go? Eric? On Friday, December 4th, 2020, we will be finished.
December.
Okay, I don't think you're listening because I said you only put a comma after the day and the date. December is not a day, it is a month. So where's the next day in that date?
Monday.
It doesn't say Monday, hon. It says on Friday, December 4th, 2020, we will be finished. Where's the next day in that date? We've already done Friday. Tell me. You're pointing, I don't know what you're pointing at. What?
December 14, 2020.
time. All you need to say is one thing. On Friday, December 4th, 2020, we will be finished. What is the day besides Friday? What other day do I give you in that sentence? What?
Finished.
Finished is not a day, hon. Do you see the date? Friday, December 4th, 2020? What is the day of December? What day in December are we finished? Brennan,
After 4.
you stand up. You stand up. Yes, he just said it. After the 4, hon. The 4th day of December. That's what December 4th means. The 4th day of December. So you need a comma after the 4. There's 2 days here. There's Friday and there's the 4th. Which Friday? The 4th, December 4th. Okay? You understand? That you can have the number. We've already done it here. The 25th is the day of November. The 30th is the day in November. Do you understand now that these can be days too? The numbers? Are you sure? All right. What else? You already answered. I want somebody who has answered. Wake up out there. Paige.
I put a comma after
2020 because it's a year and it's not at the end of the sentence. Just like when you put a comma after the state, when the state is not at the end of the sentence, you put a comma after the year too, when it's not at the end of the sentence. All right, let's read the last sentence. We will come back on Monday, December 7th, 2020. All right? Olivia.
Put a comma after Monday.
After Monday. Monday is one day in the date. Monday. What is the other day in the date? Eric, do you understand it now?
It says Monday.
Oh, it does say Monday. No? Stop. Stop it. I think I'm using a different color hand, but that's all right. Monday, comma, December 7th, 2020. Eric, where am I gonna put it for the other day in the date? What's the other day in that date?
Put a comma after the set.
Yes, the 7th. That's the day and the date too. Do I need a comma after the year? No, because this time the year is at the end of the sentence, so there's just a period after it. You don't put a comma after it when it is already a period. It is the end of the sentence, doesn't need a comma. It only needs a comma like it does here when it's not at the end of the sentence. Okay, if it's part of a sentence and not at the end of the sentence. All right, let's look at our page now, and we're gonna put in some commas. Please do not be putting commas. As much as I've told you this, I still have people who will sit there and put a comma after the month. You don't put a comma after the month. Okay, so look at that first date, May 18th, 1903. Where's the comma go? After the 18th. Insert the comma. Make sure you're using an insert mark. Are we all using insert marks?
Yes.
Which I told you to use yesterday on your quiz and some of you did not. All right, November 23rd, 1961.
After the 23rd.
Insert a comma after the 23rd. April 11th, 2018. Why are you talking out whenever I'm still reading it? April 11th, 2018.
After the 11th.
Very good, after the 11th. February 14th, 2019.
After 14th.
14th, very good. Wednesday, August 27th, 1969.
After 27. And 27.
Very good, that's how you need two. You need Wednesday, because it's the day and the date. You need the 27th, because it's a day and the date. What about Thursday, January 1st, 2004?
After Thursday. And the first.
Yes, Thursday and the 1st, January 1st. First is the day and the date. So Thursday and the 1st. Next, read it with me. Sunday, June 3rd.
After Sunday and 3rd.
Did we read the whole thing? I said read it with me, please. So read it with me, please. Sunday, June 3rd, 1898.
Sunday and
Yes, after Sunday and after the 3rd. Read the next one with me, the whole thing. Do not start blurting out the answer until we've read the whole thing.
Thursday, July 9, 2020. After Thursday after 9.
Very good. After Thursday, after the 9th. Read it with me. Saturday, March 24th, 2018.
After Saturday, 24th.
Very good. After Saturday and after the 24th. One more. Read it with me. October 23rd, 1947.
After 23rd.
All right, very good. Yesterday we learned about a topic sentence, which would be the beginning sentence for a paragraph. Today we're going to talk about a concluding sentence. Now, you would not do this if you were writing a whole story with lots of paragraphs. But if you're just writing one paragraph, then you want a concluding sentence, which would wrap it up. And a lot of times it will say the same thing as your topic sentence, but maybe in a different way. So they are giving you a topic sentence, and we're going to come up with a concluding sentence that words it in a little bit different way and sort of wraps it up. So if you started out with my favorite outdoor activity is camping, that means you would go on to talk about camping and how would be a good way to end a paragraph about camping. If you said at the beginning that it was your favorite activity, what do you think is a good way to end it? Jonathan?
After we went camping, we went back home. I was sad.
No, it's not. You're not doing a story about camping. You are just describing camping, your favorite
Okay.
activity.
Then
How do you feel about camping? Camping is
fun.
a lot of fun. Let's do it as an exclamatory sentence. Since it's your favorite activity, let's go with camping is a lot of fun. And we'll do exclamation mark at the end. Because you said at the beginning that was your favorite activity, so evidently camping would get you excited, right? So that would be a good concluding sentence after you described all the things you do when you're camping. Alright? The next one says, we should have a class pet. So this is one of those, sort of like yesterday, we were talking about getting a puppy and describing all the reasons why it's a good idea to get a puppy. So we would go on to list facts about class pet, and we're going to end it with restating that fact. A fish would be a lot colorful. That might be what we would put in the inside discussing the different pets, but let's just stick to a pet. Let's just stick to a pet for a concluding sentence, not one particular pet. As you were discussing the sentences for this paragraph, you may mention different animals that would be good pets, but when you get to the end, you're just restating the fact about the pet.
That is why I think we should
Okay, that's not bad. That is why I think we should have a class pet. Alright? Does anybody else have another idea we could go with? Starting with just a class pet? Someone else? Zeke, you wanna try again? A class pet?
A class pet would be nice.
Or a class pet would be, nice to me, nice is not
Fun.
awesome
Amazing.
or
Cool.
The one class pet would be fun.
okay, that one sounds good. It didn't start that way, did it?
No.
No.
We should have a class pet. Yeah, let's go with a class pet would be fun. We work together to come up with the best. A class pet would be fun to have. Let's go with fun to have.
We used fun in the last one. We should say something else.
Where did it say?
We used
said
fun in the
fun.
last
No,
one.
we did it
Maybe
different.
we should use. like,
How
maybe
about let's
just
say
like
great to have. Let's say great to have. That's short and sweet, and some of people already written fun. Let's say great to have. All right, the the next one says flamingos are interesting birds. So then the paragraph would go on to describe flamingos and talk about flamingos. So what would be a good way to wrap it up? Tess?
Flamingos change color from the food they eat.
Okay, but that would be one of the sentences inside the paragraph. You are wrapping it up now. You're not still telling me something about flamingos. That would be a good sentence inside the paragraph. What would be the way to wrap it up? Remember, you're taking flamingos are interesting birds and just saying it in a different way. Alright? Changing it up somewhat. Adam, what do you think?
Flamingos are. This is how flamingos are interesting birds.
You think this is how. Don't say this is how.
Okay. Flamingos are interesting birds.
But you said it again, the same exact
That's the
sentence. We
same
don't wanna do the same exact sentence. We have to say it. So we may not use interesting. Yes, Ben, what do you think?
That is why flamingos are very interesting.
I don't want to use the word interesting, no. I want to use another word. What do you think, Steve?
Flamingos are colorful.
That's still something that would be inside the paragraph. I like that word unique. You're blurting out, but I do like it. You're done, I'm sorry. What are you saying? I'm sorry.
Flamingos are cool birds.
Well, I'm not too.
Flamingos are unique birds.
Yeah, I like that. Let's go with that. Flamingos. Is it with an ES? Nope, it's just an S. Flamingos are a unique bird. And that is so true. They are a very unique bird, aren't they? All right, the last one is I have the kindest friend. So then you would go on to describe that friend, and when you end up, you're going to say what you said at the beginning, but just in a different way. Okay, actually, you've already done several. You've done a great job, I'm really pleased. Owen,
My friend is super kind.
okay, maybe not using the word kind, can you somebody think of another way to say it without using that same word kind?
My best friend always sticks up for me.
You know, that would be something you put inside the paragraph. You're not just rewording it. That's a great thing to put inside the paragraph. Yes?
I have the friendliest friend.
The friendliest friend, I'm not gonna go for that. Ben, what do you think?
I have the best friend.
I don't mind that, okay?
Yeah, it's a little catchy.
I have the kindest friend. Let's work a little bit more. Let's try to come up with something else. Paige, what do you think? I know, but you need to be. I want somebody else to do it. I keep having the same people raising their hand, so think of something. What could we say? Eric, what do you think?
I have the greatest friend.
Why not, instead of, they already started with, I have, why don't you start with your friend this time? My friend, let's start with my friend this time.
My friend is an amazing friend.
Okay, I like that, my friend is an amazing friend, or just make my friend is amazing. Or my friend is special, or something like that. Or, one thing I thought of, that nobody thought of it, was, I thank God for my kind friend. Don't our friends come from God?
Yes.
So we're still renaming that our friend is kind, but we are giving God the credit for our special friend, right? I can't even remember what we're gonna write. What we're gonna write? My friend,
It's amazing.
my friend is amazing.
I wanna do
All right.
the one that you said.
You wanna do the one I said? All right, let's do
Yeah.
that then.
Which one I missed the ball?
So I thank God for my kind friend. So this time we still reworded and said they were kind, but we're giving God the credit for our friends, because we should thank God for our friends. Something to be grateful for. This is November, the month of Thanksgiving, giving very good.